It's sometimes when I see the bullshit out there, I think like we're coming out of some kind of haze as a society. Like some parts of me thinks it's because of vaccines and different kinds of things we've had in our bodies, and I believe that over time those wear down. Now, I have not had a vaccine since school. I don't get flu shots. I don't get nothing, and I'm probably more healthy than most 40-year-olds, you know. And when I look at the type of people that ran to get this COVID shot, I'm not judging you, okay? I got my shit, you got your shit, but the types of people that do this are not very skeptical. They like to just follow along. They trust government. Over the last couple of years, I've studied what our government is. I've studied the legal system, and most importantly, I've studied banking. And it's not what you think. And I think I know there's always a state of crisis or emergency. I know that we've been in bankruptcy since the 30s. I know these things because I've read them in the laws and the statutes and history. And they would tell you it's just this normal thing or whatever. This is the land of the free, blah, blah, blah. Well, the truth is, this is not the land of the free. Well, the land is the land of the free. But the United States, as we're told, and you know it, is not what you think it is. And I know this 100% because I went to school and I learned what they taught us, and I watch TV, and I live in society like everybody else. I think the ability that I may have, and quite a few people have it, but what about my personality that I have that most don't is that, well, I don't care about fitting in. It doesn't scare me to be viewed as different. And I'm not judging you because I have felt that. It scares me to feel like I'm less than for people I care about, so it's the same thing. It's not a judgment, and you may hear a judgment and think, well, you pretentious bastard or whatever, but that's your shit, man. That's not what I mean. What I mean is we're all wired differently. Some people are wired to be leaders, some are followers, some are sigmas, lone wolf types, some are outcasts. And you can fight against your personality, but for the most part, you're wired to care about certain ways of thinking. And I believe there's outliers, like myself, and like hopefully many of you, that don't really quite buy everything the way that you're told. Now, I used to be somewhat of what a conspiracy theorist is. I believed in a lot of different things, and I still do. The difference now is I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid because while studying the legal system and our government, I've realized that they adhere to a certain standard, a certain set of laws that doesn't change no matter what government you are in, no matter what type of system. And we're kind of raised up to think that this is the best it's ever been, and that during the king and queen days everybody was kind of like servants and slaves, and that is all misleading. So for instance, I've asked probably 100 different people, black, white, Mexican, what do you think of when you think of slave? And everybody I've asked has all agreed that in their mind's eye they see a black person in chains, or at least a darker skinned person in chains. And for one, that's made to victimize people because there's obviously been slaves of every race. And two, that is sold to us so we don't see that we're slaves now. Everybody thinks that you're free, and you are free, but you don't have the constitutional rights you think you have. Unless you understand this system, unless you understand what you're in, you have no rights. You might have some civil rights, but God gives us our rights. God gives us the choice of free will, and we've just chosen to go along with everything. Even, I would say, well, I can't speak for everybody, but I'll just say every preacher I've ever heard preaches the same things that somebody else preached. There's no understanding, and the Bible even tells you to find your own understanding. As a matter of fact, the Bible tells you a lot of things if you know how to read it. And now they're coming out with another COVID thing. And, some of us in the circles that may have watched and listened to different conspiracy theorists knew that the first round of COVID was coming. And we knew, I known about it in 2014, 2015. And, that sounds crazy, but, there's still evidence all over the internet that talked about it from dated back then, video, documents. Now, they didn't come out and say it was going to be X, this specifically, but they implemented the plan. And one of the standards that they adhere to is you got to have a choice, because that is a natural law. That is one of God's laws. No matter what God you believe, there is an underlying set of principles and laws and rules that all religions that I've seen adhere to. And we are so much more powerful, so much more potential, so much more of a choice than I ever knew. And that's why I'm not afraid. And it's scary at first, and then you get really mad when you start understanding. I got so fucking pissed off at these people when I understood this, because it's wrong. But over time I realized that, well, it's not bad. It's just somebody is in control and they're manipulating you. If it wasn't them, it would probably be something else. And the truth is, it doesn't matter what the state of the world is in. Look at this. It's beautiful. The birds are chirping. The bees are buzzing. Deer just go right by. Like, nature is still going on. This isn't the end. All these things that scare us, global warming, this alien attack that's probably going to, or I don't know if there's going to be an alien attack, but it's obvious that aliens are a thing now, and I would be willing to bet that they're not even aliens, that it's people piloting drones or some technology that we'll find out about in 50 years. But either way, my point is everything is a big play in the public, and it's not that it's just America. It's the entire world is in this system right now, and the ones that don't join this system are the countries that our government villainizes, and then they go attack them motherfuckers. Look at the wars. Look at the Gaddafi and those guys. They didn't want to have the dollar. They didn't want to be in this new world order, as crazy as that term's been made, like conspiracy theorists. Like, those things are just, do you understand that when people have it right, they make those people look crazy, and you and I just went along with it. And even the people that say, oh, I know it's bullshit, it's all about the money and blah, blah, blah. You go to work, you buy the products, you follow the rules, you're still going along with it. Well, what can I do? Well, you can do a lot of things. You can stop. Now, it ain't easy, but it's never going to get any easier unless we start getting together on some things. Well, I'm fixing to go see my beautiful family, and I am so stoked. Love everybody, and I mean well, but Lord, at the fucking hound dogs out here. It's a beautiful day, and there's nothing to be afraid or mad about. It's just seek for your own understanding. Learn some stuff. Do what you want to do here. Stop being afraid of losing bill money, and the fear is your prison, is your chains. Worry, that's your chains, just like it was mine. Nothing is new under the sun. And there she goes. Ah, great. I got to go.